And if you can't get enough of Minnesota basketball, the Lynx are back at home in Target Center. Their home opener has been moved from Sunday to tomorrow at 7 p.m. And I haven't even touched hockey yet, but
I know. I'm like, wow, so much going on.
There's a lot going on. I've got more on that coming up in 30 minutes.
Okay, good stuff.
Oh
Audrey,
my goodness.
thanks.
The Lynx home opener, the Wild, the Wolves, the Frosts. Man.
Hopefully we get a lot of W's. I don't want to be coming here on Monday like, man.
We lost everything.
Don't want a sad weekend.
No,
No, none of that. All right, Audrey, thank you so much. We, of course, going to be following all the playoff action from the Wolves to the Frost on air and on our KARE 11 app. So be sure to scan the QR code you see right now on your screen to download our app and watch for free.
Breaking in just the last few hours, Minneapolis fire crews are investigating an apartment fire. This is new video of the building on 5th Street Northeast. By the time our crews got there, the fire was already out, but they could see smoke coming from the apartment. Officials tell us they don't know what started the fire, but they say no one was hurt.
This morning, we are getting new details about a fatal plane crash near Crystal Airport last month. According to the new NTSB report, the pilot, retired Mayo Clinic surgeon Dr. Joseph Cass, said abort 3 times shortly after taking off from Crystal Airport. Video footage from the airport shows the plane turning left before going down into trees, followed by a huge cloud of black smoke. Witnesses say it looked like the plane's landing gear was still down when it was 150 feet in the air. North Dakota State Representative Liz Conmee was also killed in the crash.
Right now at the state capitol, a major bill aimed at fighting fraud is one step closer to the finish line. The House passed a bill creating a statewide Office of Inspector General with some changes. The bill now allows the office to set up its own law enforcement division, an amendment that Republicans wanted. But the BCA will still run fraud investigations for the first year like Democrats wanted. The Senate has to pass the bill before it goes to the governor's desk.
Next month, the Minneapolis City Council will vote on whether to reappoint Police Chief Brian O'Hara. But right now, it's not clear if he has the votes to pass. Some city council members are raising concerns about MPD overtime and how Operation Metro Surge was handled. Mayor Fry says the chief is still the right person for the job, pointing to progress in police reform, recruitment, and reducing violent crime. He says if the council does not support the nomination, they need to be, quote, clear-eyed about the consequences.
Time now 5:06, calling all you anglers out there. You already know what tomorrow is. Yes. I don't have to remind you. It's the governor's fishing opener.
Yes, they circled it on the calendar a year ago, and for the first time ever, it's being held on the St. Croix River over in Stillwater. And that is where we find Megan McPherson ahead of everybody. It's going to be a great day today, Megan.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's so fun to be here this early in the morning because I talk about it all the time, but I only moved here to Minnesota just a couple of months ago, and this is my first time in Stillwater. This is one of the places that coworkers and so many people have just told me, you got to come to Stillwater. So I'm pretty excited to be here and get to watch the sunrise here this morning. But there's going to be hundreds of anglers here in Stillwater this weekend. The focus is really on the river behind me here, the St. Croix River. That is kind of the focal point of this weekend's fishing opener. It's the 78th annual fishing opener, so that's pretty exciting stuff. And of course, lots of great fishing opportunities here this weekend and across the state, but the focus here is really going to be on the walleye, the bass, and the sturgeon. So the opener has been a Minnesota tradition since 1948, helping kick off the summer tourism season. I've heard it kind of referred to as the official kickoff to Minnesota summer. It also highlights just how important fishing is to the state's economy. It brings in more than $4.4 billion annually, and again, more than 500,000 anglers are expected to take part across Minnesota this weekend. That's according to the Minnesota DNR, which hosts this event with Explore Minnesota and the governor's office. Regional Fisheries Manager Brian Nairwarren says that there's a reason this weekend draws anglers from across the state every single year.
Fishing is big business in Minnesota. It's a $4.4 billion industry annually. There's going to be fish biting. I think that this is a time of year when the fish tend to be hungry and the fishing can be quite good. And so it's a great time to get out.
And Stillwater is hosting a big community celebration tonight. You don't have to wait until tomorrow to come here to Stillwater and get in on all the fun. And if you're like me and you're maybe not as into the fishing, there's so many cool things that you can come down here and do. They're going to be live music. They're going to have pull tabs. They're going to have food trucks. It sounds like, honestly, it kind of sounds like maybe, John, you planned this event because I feel like those are all the things that you love.
Gambling and fishing? Actually, let's just gamble on the biggest fish.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention, I know that obviously this lighting up with Mother's Day. I'm going to talk about it in the next half hour, but a little hint, moms can fish for free this weekend, and I'll tell you why coming up in 30 minutes.
About time we get something, us moms. All right, Megan, thank you so much. Much appreciated. We're going to have to find out, too. I was just asking, because it's on the river for the first time, I'm curious because it's Minnesota fishing opener, but the river's like shared between Wisconsin and Minnesota, so does it matter? It's like DNR going to be super weird about
Like an imaginary boundary there?
I don't
that you
know.
can't cross?
I actually don't know the answer to this. I had my boat in Charlotte, North Carolina on the divide of South Carolina, North Carolina. At that time, I'm pretty sure there was an imaginary line down the middle.
So if you cross that line and you have a Minnesota...
How do you enforce that, though? As a law enforcement
don't
officer,
know.
how do you enforce that?
Can someone help us?
If anybody from the DNR is big fans of Sunrise, if you're watching this
fans.
morning, please let us know.
I could Google it. This is the section where I Google things. All right.
We're already there.
We do that on the stream usually.
Yeah,
not
well,
sorry.
here.
All right.
Beautiful day, though, John. I'm excited.
Today
Happy
is great.
Friday.
I'm actually golfing today. I'm giving up the fishing pole for a day.
You're golfing? What? You never golf.
It's actually been 10 days.
So unlike you.
Stop it. All right, I got the green light, and you never, ever, ever turn down a green light. I will fish or golf through a tornado once I get that. All right, let's get outside. So it's a beautiful day. Today's the best day. I would say today and Monday. I always just like to call out the absolute gem days. That's today and Monday. Not that Saturday and Sunday are bad, but if I'm ranking them, I'm saying today's a 9 out of 10. Little breezy. That's why it doesn't get the perfect 10. And then Saturday and Sunday, probably 7 or 8 out of 10. Solid days. Little cool. Probably need these little light jackets. This morning's better. 44 in Crystal. We've warmed, almost 10 degrees for a good chunk of the area. Still frosty, though, in Princeton and St. Cloud. So again, light coats, shed the layers today. First day, we need to even think about a different wardrobe. Otherwise, just bundling up. Now, why is this happening? That little south wind. First south wind we've seen all month. And it's only going to last a matter of 6 hours, and then we're back into the northwest winds. I'm not even joking. And that's what happens when you're in a below average period, and that's what it's been. So a couple of clouds are going to roll through. I call it partly cloudy today. It's very dry in the atmosphere. So I'm going 41 to 72. Northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's breezy, but comfortably breezy. This weekend, I got 20 to 25. And we'll take a deeper dive into Saturday and Sunday. And I have graphics for Tuesday and my next weather. But what you need to know about Saturday, 63. Now, the morning starts off in the high 40s. It's just this cold front's working through. Am I worried about rain? Not at all. I'm just letting you know, Sunday, no rain, cooler for the moms out there, but still nice. Enjoy. We'll be back.